Yay! Happenstance Journal, focal point, day 22. And hopefully you saw the project yesterday where I told you we are now only going to 24. So we are almost done. I did a flip through of the new journal I made and kind of explained what I'm thinking for the next stages. So I hope you watch that and make any adjustments accordingly. Also, though, if you still want to do more than 24 pages, or if you aren't through with your focal points, I'm going to give you some time between, so don't panic. But watch that video. It's the one of my face. You never see my face. All right, let's get started. So I started, oh, y'all, it's first thing this morning. Coffee is a must. I started kind of gathering my stuff last night after I pulled my cards, and I started filming it, and then something happened, and I had to stop. So I had pulled stuff. I kind of had some ideas. I'm not sure how many of them are still in my head, how many of them mutated overnight, but let's do our cards. So our cards are collage, sewing. So yes, I have the dreaded thread, but I have an idea, and I'm not sure I'm actually going to use this thread now. Fibers. Okay, so when I was digging through my old stuff, you know, I told you I used to have these boxes of these that were my setup. I came across these old, it said fabric labels and crochet embellishments. And so I thought how cute these are. So some of them are like travel-y stuff, vintagey, all the stuff I love. Vintagey stuff, crowns, clocks. Who made these? Now, these just say canvas embellishment decorations. And like literally that's all they say. Do I even see a company? I've probably owned these, I don't know, a decade or more. A decade or more. Oh look, there's little suitcases. Yeah, I haven't been in this thing in forever. Eiffel Towers, keys, old cornices, Le Grand Maison Paris. Yeah, my French is horrible. So anyway, I thought as soon as I saw the fibers, I thought, well, maybe we could make one of these work, right? Instead of just lace. But I did also grab, oh, it fell over. I did also grab lace, and I grabbed my bookbinding tape just because I had it out from making that book the other day. So I did grab all those as well. So that's fibers. Sewing, so far I only grabbed the black, but I have the entire pack right beside me. Travel, and then if you haven't guessed from all the stuff you're looking at, the colors were red and black. So I've grabbed, I just woke up, y'all, some black microns, some red ink, and a white paint pen, because you can't have this much red and black without putting some white in there somewhere. The only thing I did last night, let me set these aside, was let me just finish showing you what else I grabbed. So I grabbed this black tag, but I only have one left. So I had this piece of black packaging that I thought I could cut into a tag. I grabbed these two white tags. I had these from our mass making session that I had done in red and black. And then I had grabbed this from the master board. It's mainly red and white. This is actually green, but I still thought, you know, if I put it all in black, that might be pretty cool. I did want one more option that was a little small, and I don't know why. I think maybe because these were in my head, and they're not white, they're cream. I kind of felt like maybe all of that was too white, and I wanted something a little less white. So I did take a couple of these scraps. This is the only thing I actually did last night. I took a couple of these watercolor scraps left over from our mass make, and I coffee stained them. Just literally spread it around with paper towel. And then while it was still wet, dropped red ink into it and let it bloom. And then I blotted up the excess. So, and I think they're really cool. It has a very marbly effect. Will I use them? I don't know. I will also tell you, have a couple of ideas in mind. I'm going to tell them to you because I may not actually end up doing them. Oh, and I grabbed this. Stamps and postmarks. I thought this was hilarious. I now have cigar boxes by country of my stamp collection. This was the original stamp and postmark collection. So I thought I would pull this out and use this today. Because it just was so funny to me that this was my original collection. All right. Okay, so I thought I would just kind of tell you some of my ideas of why I grabbed stuff. So I needed sewing, I needed thread. So when I cut these out on the pink and green ones, I really liked it. But if you may remember, I said I wished I had my awl, which I have now because I found my sewing thing, and I had to bind it, to actually sew them. Well, I thought, why not outline them? So I know I'm going to fussy cut these and try to outline them with thread. And I was thinking black, but now I'm thinking red or white. But we'll cut them out and we'll go from there. I have no idea. All of these are possible bases. Like, I have no other idea at this point other than they're possible bases. And everything else is just, I might could use that. All right. Enough chitter chatter. Y'all, I'm very chitter chattery this morning. Let's set the timer and see what comes of it. And yes, that was worth the first 15 or 20 seconds. All right. Scissors, and let's just all right, I like these two because they're of a size. I love this one because it's got more red. But if I'm going to use that one, then I'm going to use that one. When I cut them out last time, I said I kind of like that they look like a flower. So I'm wondering if by cutting them out and stitching them, if I can make them look like they're actually flowers. Now, what that's got to do with travel, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Also, everybody knows my stitching is very slow, but maybe if I use my awl to punch to the paper first, it'll be faster. Because it does take me a while to get that needle through. All right, see, I do think that looks better already. Just cut out. I don't know. Just looks more of a something. Less of a paint blob and more of a something, even though at this point I don't think it looks like any specific something. Also, I'm trying to remember to stay in frame. See, I'm really thinking this is awful dark and I need to stitch in red to bring that red out. But at the same time, I'm not sure I want to stitch in red. Does that make sense? Oh, you're like, Mickey, you make things so complicated sometimes. I do. I really do. All right. All right. So, there's these. All right. I'm going to start poking holes with my awl. I need something to poke into. And this book's going to be it. Because I've been making notes in this book forever. It'll be fine. All right, here, I'm just gonna literally just poke holes. All right. Let's sew and see if that was worth it. And I don't have time to change my mind on what I'm sewing with, because I got to get this done. So let's just go in and swap to red. Even though everything in me says I don't want to use red, we're swapping to red. I don't know why I don't want to use red, but that black is... Oh. All right, we're going to use black on one, and then if we don't like it, we'll use red on the other, and we'll just be stuck with it. I know. I don't know why everything in my brain keeps saying no on that red. It should be saying yes. The red is the better decision. So why do I not want to do it? I don't know. Do you ever do that? Just argue with yourself? Oh, I may need to get the threader. Yeah, I need the threader. I meant to get these all done last night because in real time, the Lally Mile art retreat is today. And I really wanted to get these all done yesterday so that I could just enjoy the retreat. I might take off my glasses so I can see. But then just something came up and it didn't happen. We'll just leave it at that. Something came up and it didn't happen. And okay, it might be a little easier, but this needle is much bigger than that all, so it's still kind of hard. And it's going to take me the better part of 15 minutes to do this. Plus, as we've discussed many times, sewing is just not one of my strengths. It was my sister's. My sister could sew anything. She could knit, crochet, tat lace. My sister... I am a creative, but my sister was skilled, and there is a difference. And so whenever I attempt to sew, I do generally find myself thinking about her, which is not a bad thing. But I promise you, she'd have taken it away from me by now. I can hear her. Mickey, it's a simple whip stitch. Hand it here. All right, I'm definitely going to speed this part up, y'all. Y'all do not want to watch my horrible attempts at sewing. Okay. Ugh, I should have gone the other direction so I could see it on the black to see if I even like it. We're at 5 minutes, y'all. Okay, so if anyone's ever wondered, how long does it take Mickey to actually sew something? The answer is 15 minutes. Or more. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I am probably going to... I should have set a how long did this take, but you'll be able to figure it. I'll tell you at the end. But I'm definitely going to speed this up. Oh, I just went right through that. So let me back that out a little bit and try again. All right, so for a 15-minute project, I think, for me at least, sewing. It's just too detailed. So, I'm still going to do this. All right. Sewing is one of my categories and I'm still going to do it. But maybe maybe something like this would be a prep piece. I should talk and sew at the same time. But I'm going to edit this down and then we're going to do, I'm going to start the clock over because this is literally all I've done. And I'm not going to sit here and make y'all watch me do this. All right. So I think I'm going to just go in and turn the camera off. I'll edit some version of this in to, but maybe have some hand stitched options in your prep. Because this is a great idea. Here was my thoughts. I'm going to outline it and then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make the flower center. All right. Just with like loop stitches or something. And I'm not good at sewing. So not good at sewing. But I'm thinking maybe I could leave the loops a little long so they stick up, or maybe make knots. I'm not good at sewing. Like I said, this is not my thing. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to figure out some way to do that. So I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to do both of these and then we will start over. This is going to be half an hour or so. Okay, y'all, I am so glad I turned off the camera because it's done. It took me 40 minutes to do one. Y'all, I am such a bad sewer. I said this was a whip stitch. Then as I was doing it, I thought maybe it's a blanket stitch. They may be the same thing. Maybe one or the other. Maybe something else. If you sew, help me out with this. If this is a whip stitch, a blanket stitch, or are they the same thing? I did my own clumsy, horrific attempt at French knots. Oh, y'all. And because everything was so horrific, I covered all my stitches in glitter glue. That's still wet. I just did that. So we're going to set that aside to dry so they don't come out. I did fake stitches with a pen. It took me like 2 seconds. Yeah, fake stitches for the second one. All right. So let's see what else we can do. I'm going to set the timer back. I'm going to set it to the full 15 minutes because that is definitely a prep project. Don't try to do that during your 15 minutes. All right. Let me clean up my mess and try to get my head back in what I am actually going to do. Yeah. Fake stitches for the win, y'all. If you're actually good at sewing and you do this, tell me in the comments how long something this simple would take you. Because I feel like that's a ridiculous amount of time for what I did. Just like a ridiculous amount of time. All right. Excuse the arm. I'm getting stuff put up so that we have a space again. I'm going to leave the all handy, but I don't think I'm going to want it. Oh, that was, y'all, I will tell you, that was also just really stressful because I kept thinking, how long is this going to take? How long is this going to take? Am I going to finish? And at one point, I was like, I don't know that I want to finish. Okay, so get our head back into creative, stress-free mode. All right, the rest of the project. Let me grab my tear ruler because all right, I have one of these tags. And I'm thinking, what if I made it look like I had to by putting collage on the other side instead of using something else? That's what I'm thinking. So, okay. So let's take, actually I need this one. It doesn't matter. To go down the center, and let me use this end so that I have some semblance of straight, because I'm not good at straight. That still doesn't even look straight, does it? But it should be. All right, this is what we've got. This is what we're doing. It's not going to be exactly half because that hole protector was not tearing. He just said no. Okay, so there's that. So if I was to take this and then want to So let's tear this in half. All right, and let's say I put half on each of those. And then that's not much water, so, but that one is much water. So what if we made them about the same width? So just set this down here and then tear this one. See, this is where I excel. And then that one. Okay. And I do like these little strips, so yeah, we're keeping them. Into the scraps they go. We'll use them at some point. All right, so I did that, and then that, and that. And then I'm not going to use these now, so they can get put up. And I'm thinking lace, and since we've gone black, and none of this is actually white, maybe I'm thinking white. But do I want to do lace down the whole thing? Or just half? Oh, no, I kind of just like that. And then maybe put this like, oh, I kind of like that. All right, so what if I did that? And then that. All right, and let's see. All right, let's grab the red ones. So I think there's some red ones in here, or silver ones, or both. Let's grab the red ones, because there are red ones. All right, so let's do those two. Oh yeah. Okay, and then I think we've got some, yeah, we've got some words here that are little. Let's do that. All right. I've kind of got a mess going here, but hopefully there is a method to my madness. All right, so there's a Paris and a Paris. So there we go. All right. Okay, I kind of like that. All right, let's see about putting it all somewhat together. So let's cut this right there and set these aside. All right, so there's that one for this one, and I'm going to do it on the torn side for each. Now here's the thing, do I want them to go opposite directions, or do I want to turn it over and have them both go the same direction? Let's make them go opposite directions. But that means that when I do this one, I'm going to cut that one right there. Okay. And put that one right there. Okay, I like it. Where's my glitter glue? Do you want glitter glue or Fabri-Tac? I probably should use Fabri-Tac. Hang on, let me grab it. I have got quite the mess going here, y'all. But I think I might actually end up loving this for all its horrificness. It will definitely be over, though, because remember, I spent 40 minutes. Where did I just put that? There it is. I thought I'd lost my lid. trying to get the stitching done on one of those fake flowers. So just keep that in mind, that even if we come in under the 15 minutes, we are still 40 minutes over. So 40 minutes over. Okay. There we go. Now then this one, same thing. If you're doing this, did you make a sewing card? And how is your sewing card going? Are you just doing fake pin stitches, which is pretty much what I've done, or extremely loose stitches? That was the first like complicated stitch thing that I wanted to do. This is the right side. Yeah, that was the first complicated. And honestly though, every time I've gotten that sewing card, that's what I've wanted to do, something like that. So I'm glad I did it, but I also now know, with my skill level or lack thereof, that's not a quick project at all. Just not a quick project. Okay. So, now, I really love the sewn one though. I've got to be honest. So if we put those there and there, because they're kind of tops, you know, and then have this coming out from under, maybe under the flower, but maybe off to the side, because I do like, y'all know I do like things to be uneven. And then the pieces, okay, actually, I'm not sure I'm loving this with the red. And then the Paris at the bottoms. Let me look at it through the camera. Because sometimes when you look at it through the camera... Yeah, okay, I like everything except I don't like that these are red. I think we need to either swap them out for the black or maybe that silvery one. Because there's a silvery one. So maybe that's what we need. So we're going to go for the exact same two because, yep, I have the exact same two. And the silvers. So, what do we think of the silver instead? Oh, I like the silver much better. All right, if you're screaming at the camera, no, the red, try the black. Sorry. Sorry. I love the silver. I just think that glitter just kind of ties it all together. So I'm thinking we don't even need this. Yeah, we don't even need that. So I think all we need at this point is to glue everybody down. Do we need some pin work on anything? I think we might need some pin work on this. Or some edging. You know what? I'm not going to. I'm not going to because it is actually dimensional. It is fine. Okay. So, I think what I need to do, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to do this one first because I'm going to like this one better, I think, because of the actual stitches. So let me make this one my tester of how I want to put everything down. And then we'll see. Oh, do I think that needs to edge? I can't not edge it. It's like a sickness. It's like a sickness, y'all. I can't not edge it. It's like a sickness, y'all. I just look at it and think, oh, it needs edged so bad. It did. It just bounces your eye back in, where if it's not edged, your eye's just gonna float away. Oh wait, I don't need the whole back. Let's So actually to about there-ish. Okay, so put that back over there. All right, and I'm gonna put it just off center, I think. Okay. And then I'm going to put the Paris I'm going to put the flower next. And I think what I'm going to do is just do the center, so in hopes that you keep that movement. And the rest of the flower. Oh, even starting the timer over, we ran out, y'all. Okay, but here's the thing. I really am liking this one, so I think it's worth it. Okay, now that I'm thinking, he's so old, his sticker doesn't sticker anymore, but that's okay. All right, I'm thinking I'm gonna put him like right there, and him like right there. Yep. All right, so definitely went horrifically over, and that's even gonna be with editing. And here's the thing, if I had just taken these that have the sewing and all on them, this could have been my sewing, this could have been my fiber, and I didn't need to do that. But I will say, I love that. So you tell me, do you like that? Do you think that was worth 40 minutes of my time? Or do you think the painted one's just as good? Y'all, give me some feedback here, because yeah, give me some feedback here. And I'm going to squish that just a little so that it is dimensional there. Okay. And I'm going to take a clip. Oop. Not the entire bucket, just a clip. Because I want him to stick. And I don't feel like he's sticking. All right. So let's do that while we do this one. I do love that, but man, did that take a long time. All right, same thing here. About a finger width left on this side. So right about there. Oh, I didn't edge him. Shoot. Shoot. Oh. All right, I can get that edge after he's actually on there and a little bit dry. All right, so kind of beyond the middle, so right about there. All right, and then that puts him right about there. And actually, his glue on the back is still pretty wet, it looks like. So that might be enough, but let's put just a little more just in case. Because he had a ton of glue over those stitches, because I kept pulling them through. Like, I kept pulling those French knots through. Yeah, it was a mess. All right, so let me give him a clip too, just to make sure he stays. All right, and now this little guy. These are pretty simple for having taken me, what I did, 55 minutes and counting. They're pretty simple for having taken that long now, aren't they? Oh. So, I don't know why that didn't stick. Probably because I moved it around too much. Trying to decide exactly where I wanted it. Okay. Maybe he needs a clip. And, oh, I probably should have used Fabri-Tac, but hopefully this will work. just kind of push it up a little bit. All right, I'm just going to hold everything for just a minute. And then we'll take all the clips and fingers off and see what we've got. Okay, before I do that, let me redo this edge right here because, yeah, he got a little half-hearted edging. There we go. I do like that. I do like that. All right. All right. Pick up a little bit while they get their a couple extra seconds of drying time. All right, hopefully that's good enough. And let's stand up and see what we got. Y'all, okay, it's ridiculous how long they took, but I love them. How much of that can you see? Because it's a pretty big tag. But, or here's what I'll do. I'll pull them up and then we'll do that. Here, let me do one at a time so you can get some of the details. Do you think that was worth almost an hour? That was 40 minutes right there. All right, so that is day 22. Okay, I gotta say, I love them. I love them. I do love this one most. But I would say if you want to do some of these, grab some of your random colors and make them ahead of time so that you have them just like these to just pull out of your stash. Because, wow, this is so much easier, but this is so cute. And I did it. It's my hand. So, bye, y'all.